Okay, so here's a quick video on how to assemble the Christmas card alternative project that I did. It's not going to give you all the instructions, but I'll give you the important ones. One note is I did cut or stamp the snowflake pattern along the back flap. That is optional, but something you might want to consider doing it. As for building the card, I've already given you the card bases. And so you're going to start and build from the bottom up. So on the card base, you're going to stamp the snowflakes, and you only need to stamp the top 2/3 because you're not going to see the bottom third. Then you're going to take and adhere your moon with the Santa sleigh around it, just with regular tape runner. And then there's a layer of vellum. That's the clear see-through or the translucent see-through material. To do that, what I did is I ran a tape runner along the back side because you aren't going to see the tape runner. It's going to be hidden. And then I used glue dots for each corner, just a tiny glue dot to adhere the vellum at the top because you do see the glue through that translucent material. Then you're going to basically adhere the shiny snowflake or shiny houses, not snowflake houses, but houses, without using any dimensionals. That goes right on top of the vellum with the tape runner. And then you start to use the dimensionals that came in your kit. So you're going to, against this darker piece, you're going to put dimensionals on the back of that, those little mini dimensionals they gave you, and layer it down, followed by the lighter layer that is adhered with dimensionals. So there's one layer of dimensionals behind the dark, one layer of dimensionals behind the light. Now, originally I put another layer of dimensionals on this layer as well, and it is too thick, so I'm taking this off. That's why you see this is in a somewhat unassembled state. So I had to remove those dimensionals. It was too thick, and I would have had to pay extra postage. One of the things that you're going to have to do is color the trees. And because I'm actually kind of using this on the different side as opposed to originally, if you look at the Stampin' Up! Directions, they have you use this side, but because of my hill on the very back piece, I opted to use the back side of this piece of paper. So in addition to stamping that, you're going to have to color the trees, and the stamp set that they gave you isn't going to work. And how I colored the trees is I just took a Post-it note and I blocked off the piece that I didn't want to be colored. And then I used a sponge dauber, and basically you just take this little finger sponge, you I don't have an ink pad, but you would daub it on your ink pad and then just gently swipe it up and continue that until you get the color that you want. If you don't have an ink dauber, because Renee, I didn't give you one, it would have been more costly to mail that way. You can try a makeup sponge, any kind of closed cell sponge, a smaller sponge would work. You can possibly even just take the ink cube upside down and then rub it. I would check that out on a scrap piece of paper before you do it. But some way like that, you might be able to take a Q-tip and dab that in, although the Q-tip might be a little bit fuzzier than what you want. Maybe a wand for eye makeup, that type of sponge that you put on eyeshadow would work as well. You could kind of dab the ink in that and then adhere it. So once you have those colored and you stamp on, you're just going to take your tape runner and adhere that piece without any dimensionals so that, again, it's flat enough. It still has dimension, but it's flat enough that you can mail it so that you only end up having the 2 layers of dimension. And then finally, you just have your baker's twine that goes around and then tie a bow in the front. And then you have your 3 little sequins that you can put on using the glue dots. So that should be it.